This is how Jar Defense started. Then it looked like this after a few days of work, and this is how it looks now. In the last 2 months, I made bigger progress than in the entire last year, and I have a few brand new things which I'm really excited about. I made a brand new upgrade system for the towers. I got the cat actually speaking and talking with mouth animations.
Meow. Meow meow.
I'm experimenting with a new slow-mo button. I have a whole new boss, which stops every once in a while to heal, which is really tricky to fight. And there's more, so I'll show you the things in a bit more detail. So here I am with the latest build of the game, so let's launch it.
Meow. Meow meow.
That's the talking cat that I already mentioned. You can notice that I have a leaderboard which is connected to Steam, which is planned for the endless mode, which I haven't shown you yet. I have basic settings, so we can adjust the music volume. But yeah, let's launch a level, the Molten Hairball. And if I place down one of each towers, you can see the new upgrade trees. So this was already partially implemented, but it was not transparent to the player what's happening. I have a dev panel which I can use to give myself some currency and playtest easily. There already were sometimes 2 upgrade options for a tower, but that was all the player could see, just these buttons. It was not clear to the player what does this option mean long term. But now there's this upgrade tree, so you can see that there are nodes, and I can actually hover each node to see how it will affect how it will change the current stats. So there is plus 10% range, and it's smart. If I hover the next one, which is also plus 10% range, it accumulates all the changes from the current state. So it changes the range to 1.8 and then to 2 tiles. So let's try upgrading a tower. I can increase the damage and then range, and you can see as I click I'm progressing in the tree. And then this is the last upgrade, which upgrades to a sniper tower, which is really long range but really slow fire rate. The pulse tower is interesting, that's the AoE tower, because the upgrade path is initially linear. It's very easy. If you just click, you can increase the damage. But then you get to a branching upgrade, and you have to decide if you want to take the ice tower, or the ice path, or the fire path. The interesting thing is that the ice path reduces the damage to 0. So instead, the tower stops doing damage, and it starts applying slow. And the upgrades, you can see that it now changes the amount of slow, it then changes the range, and then the last upgrade is Deep Freeze. It massively increases the slow. And then the laser tower, currently the upgrade tree is linear, with one interesting change for the prism tower, which allows to basically chain the surrounding laser towers all into one really powerful laser. I haven't decided yet what to do with the laser tower, if I want to branch it to something else. But yeah, this can branch, it can then connect again, and it can definitely have more than 2 branches at once. It can really become a whole tree where the player can decide what they want to do. The way this works is that I defined a custom resource in Godot for the tower stats, and the nice thing about that is that these stats are then visible and editable directly in the editor. So that's how I did it now. However, this approach became a bit of a headache quite quickly, where each individual upgrade was an individual file. So instead, I now have one large file which defines all the upgrades in one, and this is a simple resource file, So yeah, because it is just a single file, it's now very easy to create a parser to create a really nice and easy to use editor. But of course, I can just as easily edit it directly in the text file, which is easy to read. Going back to the speaking cat, this was really a lot of fun to work on. I basically have these mouth shapes as a sprite sheet, which I created. And then here in the editor, in Godot, I have the individual mouths, and it's an animated sprite 2D, which I can control from the code. Right now it's just playing a loop, but in the game it's actually a bit smarter than that. So let's launch the game. So the way I do it is there is a basic lip sync which analyzes what is being said, and it changes the mouths a bit semi-randomly, but actually based on what is being shown. And also the voice lines.
Meow. Meow meow.
Sometimes it's shorter.
Meow.
Yeah, so I have recorded several different versions, and depending on the length of what the cat is saying, it will choose one of few recorded voice lines, just so that, you know, the cat has some character and it's not just playing randomly, but if it's long, it's gonna play a long voice line. If it's short, it's gonna...
Meow 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 meow.
I don't know, it's just really funny. I loved it, this little dude. You can also click on it in basically all of the menus.
Meow. Meow meow.
Yeah, I'm still working on writing more of its voice lines, and also, of course, in the full version of the game, the cat
Meow.
is in a jar. Why is it in a jar? You will have to play the game to find out the mystery of why it's in a jar and why do the robots want to destroy the cat. So now let's actually play a level to show you the new boss. These lava tiles, they both hurt the enemy, but they also charge. You can see there is a little progress bar, and as that fills, that gives you a core, which is a currency used for the really big upgrades. I can speed up the game, and this button fills up, and once it's ready, you can spawn the next wave early, which gives you a little bonus. Initially it's a little bonus, but it's based on the value of the enemies on screen. So over time it actually accumulates into really quite a lot. You should really spawn early to get the most currency possible. You can also see a preview of what's coming on the left, and there is also an optional panel which shows you your damage breakdown by tower type. So you can see I'm really trying to guide the enemies on this tile and then to force them around this AoE tower. Oh, some of the enemies are getting through, so I need to focus a little bit, send early, send this guy around. Hopefully that will be enough to get it. I can upgrade the damage on this one, hopefully, to get it. These enemies, they get fast in straight line and they get slow when they need to turn. So now I have a new boss incoming screen and we can see the new big boss. So I'm still working on the visuals for the actual effect of what's happening, but this boss walks and then it stops and it charges up and heals some percentage of its HP. Currently it's 10%. So we can actually send next waves after the boss, as the boss is still walking around. Which is really a great strategy to defeat a boss, is to keep spawning waves to generate currency. Of course, that's a risk and reward scenario, because now it's not just the boss, there's millions of other enemies around. So I'm just gonna upgrade the towers a bit, and you can see the boss is still at 100% HP, because every time I hurt it, it just stops and heals. So you have to really concentrate your damage to hurt this one. So let's see if I'm actually able to do that. Okay, you can see now that this upgraded laser tower is hitting it. I'm actually able to eat through its regen to do more damage than it's able to heal. Let's upgrade some of these towers to help it. But if I don't kill it here, it's gonna escape and it's gonna heal back again. So I really need to hurt it enough. Okay, I got it. It actually split into more smaller enemies, which are really tough too. So I need to focus fire them and upgrade some towers. And that should be perfect. Okay. So I've now successfully completed the level. I've also completed all the missions. I've hurt 500 enemies with lava tile. And I also finished the level with all lives remaining. But now I can choose to keep going. The cat is not happy about that, but that's the endless mode, where you can try to go as far as possible to get on the top of the leaderboard. Jar Defense is on Steam. If you somehow watched all the way here, I think you really kinda need to wishlist it, right? Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.